Hello and welcome to another Raggy's beer review. Today we're going over to Adnams and bought from the Adnams brewery shop in Southwold, and that was part of our holiday over to Great Yarmouth, or Caister-on-Sea, next to Great Yarmouth. And these holidays that we've had, we had one Bridlington last year, created friends, and going to Southwold. It was amazing. I mean, I never knew, bloody coughs, that Adnams was what it was. Obviously, always been a big fan of Broadside, and a whether I get any or not, that's another thing. But yeah, always been a big fan of Broadside, and just to go there to experience the seaside town, and what Adnams is about, and the Soul Bay Inn, the Swan Hotel and Tap Room. Did go in the other place. I can't remember its name. I didn't actually stop for a pint in this. Should have done. Should have done. While I was there, should have had a beer. Should have had a beer. Anyway, tonight we're going to be drinking and reviewing Triple Knot Tripel 2022 Orange Blossom Honey, Pear Drops, Triple Malt, Jasmine, Floral Nose, Lavender, Biscuit Aroma, matured in Southwold. It has an ABV of 10%. Get in. Proper Raggy Avenue. If I can work out how to get the top off. There you go. How does that work then? Oh, this blooming sticky stuff. Right, here we go. So when you think of a Tripel, you think of a Belgian beer, and that with the orange blossom honey and all that sort of thing going on. I've had a cold for the last 4 or 5 days. It's proper got on my chest now, so it's going to be an interesting night. So as we can see, there's a clear golden pour on this. There's lots of carbonation going off. There's a 5 mils of white head on this. It looks nice. I've actually had this over at the brewery shop. There was a kind person doing the taste testing, and I wasn't driving. I drove down, but wife drove back, so I could sample. I was having dinner as well, so maybe it's driving my throat out. So, honey on the nose, certainly getting that malty, a sweetness from the jasmine. Let's have a taste. Pear and honey combining there with a maltiness, strong maltiness on the flavour. It's tasted nice. Yeah, and it's funny because only when you get the hype of breweries across the UK. Oh bugger! You get the hype of breweries across the UK and their beers, and you see it on Facebook and social media. The hype machine going off, and I'm never really one for the hype machine. I like to see myself and judge people, judge companies by my own eyes and ears. And gotta be honest, at Adnams that day, when we went down. The staff of the Soul Bay Inn, absolutely top notch, lovely staff. We had a food in there. I went through the menu. I'm a beer reviewer. Oh, come on. I'm on holiday. I'm going to have every single thing they've got. Did not have the spirits or the wine, mind you. You know, there's only so much you can drink in a day. But I did have everything on the bar, all the cask, all the keg. And then I had a few more at the Swan Hotel and Tap Room, the ones that I couldn't get up the road. And yeah, oh, it was an amazing day. I had a great day. Great food at the Soul Bay Inn. And obviously, I did reviews, and I do reviews. Why do I do reviews? Because if somewhere deserves to have a bit of a praise, then they should have praise. Yeah, they should have praise. Why not? Why not should staff get praise? Exactly. You know, a lot of staff work for a menial wage, and it is menial, whilst, you know, the high end get a lot more. But just that niceness of saying you've done a good job, you're lovely people, makes you feel good. And in any job, it makes us feel good when somebody says something nice. And you may not remember it the next day because somebody's already upset you, you know, saying something horrible. But that niceness, you can make somebody's day. And that's why I do pub reviews as well as beer reviews. So anyway, let's get on to the beer. Cheers, Adnams. You know, I get it. I really do get it. And this is why this is a special beer. And why I've been holding back until I've nearly got all the cask and keg reviews out the way. There's still about 3 left to go, funnily enough. It's one of their 2 super special beers. The oak aged broadside, obviously. All the sweetness that's just come through that. The honey has burst through at the last minute. And, you know, I'm definitely getting that biscuit aroma as well. It gives you, because of the Tripel thing, it gives you that Belgian vibe, but it isn't. It's a really nice beer, to be fair. Whew. There's not many national breweries that are getting their beer into the Raggies Beer Festival, which is an exclusive beer festival, only for the best of the best of the best. So for Broadside to be there, that's amazing for me. I would have picked another one actually, but I didn't fancy the other ones that were on keg at the time. I was looking at the Black Shore Stout, but there was no kegs of it. There was only empty kegs on display, sort of thing. It is what it is, you know. And I'm happy to have one of the Adnams there. Adnams, you know, obviously Broadside's always been a special beer for the Raggy Beer channel anyway. But Adnams is, because of what I've seen, the town, and the town is Adnams. You know, no mistake about it. Southwold seaside town is an extension of Adnams the brewery, and if not all Adnams the brewery. And it was amazing. You know, if I'm going to speak to anybody on the channel who's never been to Southwold, you know, in Suffolk, but that whole Norfolk and Suffolk area, you know, get there, go and experience the pubs, the local beers. And I mean, we made this mistake of going to Woodford's when it was closed. Bloody Google. Google telling us lies and saying it was open when it wasn't. And we was on our homeward bound. Couldn't wait the 2 hours. You know, we just needed to get home. So sadly, I missed out on Woodford's. Although I had a little bit of a bone of contention that nobody had come out and opened the blooming shop for 5 minutes just to, you made that journey. You'd have thought they'd have said, well, stay there, we'll come and open the shop for 5 minutes, but don't tell anyone. That's all they needed to do. I was a bit disappointed there. I get businesses are businesses, but somebody could have said, I'll just let them in. They're outside, they're waiting. Google's told them a pack of lies. That was a bit disappointing. About the only disappointment of the whole trip, to be fair. It was a great trip. We're doing more happy. Well, obviously, I'm Raggy. Raggy's Beer Reviews, Raggy's Beer Review channel, whatever you call it. And we're doing another trip in October down to Dorset, Poole in Dorset, I don't know how you pronounce it. And again, it's all about promoting the local breweries that we come across. I ain't got a clue what's down there. I know Badger Beers is down there. And again, it's what you see. My eyes are going to be well and truly open to what breweries are down there and what they're like, and see it from a perspective. These people don't know who I am for Adam, and I'm good with that. Nobody at Adnams, not in the bars or anything, knew anything about Raggy's Beer Reviews. So that was great. It's not like being in Nottingham and you get the odd person who looks at you and says, are you Raggy? And you don't get that, further afield, which is good. I don't mind that anyway. It's always a bit strange when people do it anyway. So it's, yeah. It's like when you go to Skegness and somebody from Nottingham's then says, what are you doing in Skegness? Oh, for God's sake, it's come to Skegness to get away from you lot. Never mind coming in. All for Nottingham is in Skegness. Yeah, all good fun, eh? So, it's a Raggy Beer Review, and it's a bit of a chit-chat as well. As always, best reviews are the chit-chat beer reviews, in my opinion, because you get personality. Personality's king. In COVID, personality was the thing that this channel was built on. It's the thing that made this channel what it is. I don't do the lives as much as what I'd like to do. They will, I suppose, come back at some stage. Not at the moment, but they will at some stage. I suppose I've got out of the habit, and there's been other pressures and other things going off, much more complex than I can ever say on screen. But every day is a battle, and in the real world, keeping an eye on your friends. Friends. I've had friends that didn't notice because they just didn't notice that there was something different about me, and just saying to your mates, "You all right? What's going on? Something's not quite right. I can tell there's something different. Give them a chance, And you yourself as well. If you're not feeling right, just say to somebody. And not everybody gives a toss, gives an interest, but there's always somebody that does. And we must all, in this human race, look after each other, because too many people are lost when they shouldn't be lost when all it needs is somebody just to give that a helping hand, a little bit of a chat. And difficult times can, with a chat, be overcome. I mean, in a challenging week where we've lost our car, and for us an expensive car, not for a lot of people, no, not for people with money, no, nothing in the slightest, but for us it was expensive, and down to some idiot mechanic who's bobbed it up, for want of a better word, and now we've just had to scrap our car, and that has obliterated us, because now we've got to try and find the money to buy a new car. Not that we've got it, but and there's other things as well, the normal life, the normal issues, other things, and life is fun, isn't it? You know, and the more we help each other, the less it can seem so daunting. You know, sometimes when you think about it, the smallest thing can seem like the world because you think about it, you think about it, you think about it, and it blows up. And then when all you need is to sit down with somebody, chat, tell them, and they turn around and says, "Yeah, but mate, in the grand scheme of things, it's only that. The bigger picture is that is a minute thing." And then all of a sudden, what happens is that gets shrunk back down to its what it is, which is a minute thing. And I'm the worst for this because I blow things out of all proportion, think too much in the day, and blow it up. And you know, just that chatting, just getting it off your shoulders, getting it out there, it helps bypass it. Did you ever think you'd get this on a beer review, eh? If anybody from Adnams watching think, Jesus Christ, his beer reviews are a bit deep. My beer reviews are different. Yeah. And without a shadow of a doubt, the most unique out of anybody who does beer reviews. May not be the best, don't profess to be the best, but I am in the top one, as Brian Clough would say back in the day. And you've got to know that. You've got to know what he meant to understand that. I'm not the best manager in England, but I'm in the top one, or something along them lines. And you know, he was so confident and cocksure, and he was a bloody good manager as well, to be fair. And it's funny. It is. So we've let the air get to this. That's the primary thing that I do with a lot of beer reviews. Why? Because beer changes when the air gets to it. We know this. We don't neck a 10%er in a pub in literally 3 minutes. We let it breathe. Yeah. Just like when you go into the swimming pool and you take your trousers off and your bathers underneath, you're letting it breathe. Well, they're maybe not in them circumstances, but you get where I'm coming from. Now, different flavours are coming through. Feels a lot stronger, to be fair. If you get this, I'm not sure if it's on Adnams' website. I got it from the shop, so it may be shop only. I don't know. Check Adnams Brewery website out if you want this, but it's a bit of quality, you know, like the Oak Age Broadside. These are beers that you can only get really in a certain place. You don't get them in shops, apart from Adnams. Lovely kick of the honey at the end there, and wow, I enjoyed that. Sometimes you just need an enjoyable beer. It makes the day better. It makes life better. Just being able to enjoy what you're drinking. So totally got the beer. Definitely keeping the bottle and reusing it for an imperial at some stage, or maybe a barley wine, something along them lines. I'm going to brew something nice at some stage. Maybe not all grain though. Maybe just do a kit and play around with the kit. Maybe use a bit of essence with the kit. So out of 5 for me. Love the complexities of this. I thought it was a Belgian beer at first, but it's not. It's just called a Tripel. Like I say, lots of flavours going off, lovely complex flavours. And at 10%, you can feel the 10%. Although I'd need 2 of these to really feel it, but that's just me, being a bit greedy on the beer front. Out of 5. Definitely a good 4.55 out of 5. And would I drink it again? Oh, yes. Yes. Will I see it again? There's a thing. One of these days, I'd love to go back over to Southwold. Uh, been invited to have a few beers that aren't released to the public or on a wide scale. So uh, that would be absolutely amazing, you know. Um, as a beer reviewer, or more accurately, a fan of beer, which is what I am, and a supporter of the brewery industry, by all means, you know. That's what I consider myself, not somebody trying to, you know, I've already got a job. I don't need two jobs. I don't. I'd love to go further in the beer review world. Obviously, you know, we'd all like that, wouldn't we? I suppose, to do what the likes of Simon does, but do it in a way that's my way. Yeah, as Frank said. But yeah, really enjoyed this, and that's it for the review. As always, thank you for watching, commenting, and liking these beer reviews. And if you haven't subscribed, why aren't you? Cheers all. See you soon. Oh, my legs.